About animals. I wonder things like, where do they go at night? Yes, probably. Do they eat any snacks, like popcorn? Do they have any friends? Anybody else want to know? I'm here to say yes! I thought so, and lucky for us, so do scientists and animal researchers, okay? Now, the problem is, animals can be very shy. They can be very shy. So scientists try blending into their environments. They try pretending to be the animal. What? Look, that looks like a giant bird head to me, doesn't it? But scientists have all sorts of tricks up their sleeves. They can tag the animals. They can set up camouflage cameras to watch the animals. And sometimes an unexpected visitor shows up. Doesn't that look like a raccoon selfie? Now, sometimes those scientists want to know where these animals go, how far they travel, how they get from one place to another. In fact, Disney wildlife researchers have some amazing tracking programs going on right now. One of those is for the turtle. Turtles are tagged with the GPS tracker and sent out into the ocean. Here's the cool part. Anyone with a smartphone can track the turtles' travel, find out where and when they feed and breed. It's so cool, right? Oh, now check this out. Down at Epcot, they're placing tiny radio telemetry tags on the backs of monarch butterflies to track their movements, the flowers they like, and what they love to eat. Anybody else geeking out?
Woo!
These are all great ways to learn about animals in the wild. But scientists are always looking for more, and they wondered, could we build a replica animal, and would it fool the real thing? Here it gets crazy. What if we put the replica on a robot and send it out into the wild? We can see animals almost anywhere. Oh, like this gopher tortoise being studied at Walt Disney World. Look at it. He's camera shy. Hi, buddy. Look at that cute face. Oh. Now, I know you want to know how this technology works.
Yeah! Woo!
Where's the baby?
Yeah! Woo! Yeah! Woo!
Right there.
Woo!
You smooth, girl. Say bye, Mabel.
Bye, Mabel!
Oh, hey, all my friends. Emily from the Wildlife Learning and Conservation Center. Give her a warm welcome. Hey, Emily.
Hey.
Did you bring any animals for us today?
I did.
Yeah! I don't ever see some wildlife!
Woo!
Wait, let's get wild, Emily.
All right, this is Camille, and she has Moonbeam with her. Now, Moonbeam is a Western screech owl. Even though she is very small, she's actually fully grown. Western screech owls will never get to be bigger than 10 inches tall, which is smaller than a ruler. Now, Western screech owls can be found in wooded habitats across Western North and Central America, but they aren't nighttime birds, so they're going to be most active after the sun goes down. Their calls are different than any other owl out there, and they use them to communicate with each other, even in the dark. Now, each owl has their own special voice that they use to send different messages back and forth to one another. Some messages can mean, hey, I'm over here, and other ones can mean, stay away. You can see Moonbeam's feathers look just like tree bark, and that's going to help her out in the wild in order to stay safe. So she's going to blend in perfectly with trees, and she's going to position herself so that predators are unable to find her, and that she can also sneak up on her prey. Now, Moonbeam's eyes are quite large, and that's going to help her to let in lots of light so that she's able to see even in really dark environments. But what's special about Moonbeam is she's actually partially blind. And that is why she has a forever home at the Wildlife Learning and Conservation Center. She's unable to survive on her own out in the wild. So she has a very carefully designed enclosure that keeps her safe and comfortable, while also giving her lots of care and attention. So she may be small, but she's truly amazing.
All right, raise your hands if you have a question about Moonbeam. Yes, I saw your hand go up first, right here. What's your question?
How is the owl blind?
How is the owl blind, Emily?
So she was injured out in the wild, and it left her with some vision loss. So she can't see very well, and because she can't see very well, she's not able to hunt on her own, and she's not able to fly on her own safely out in the wild. And so she came to live with us at the Wildlife Learning and Conservation Center. And we have Barrett coming out next. He is a skink, which is a type of lizard. Now, skinks can be found all over the world in a variety of different habitats. But what makes them really important to ecosystems is that they help to control insect and invertebrate populations, which means fewer bugs causing trouble. One of the coolest things about skinks is their super cool escape trick. Skinks are actually able to drop their tails. Now, when they do this, they will run away while their tail is still wiggling, giving them the opportunity to escape. Imagine if you're eating dinner and the tail falls off and starts to move on its own. It's very confusing for all sorts of predators, but don't worry, they can grow their tail back over time. It does take a little while, but eventually it will grow back. Skinks are also fascinating because there are so many different species and they all live in different habitats and they all have special adaptations to those habitats. Now, skinks can be great pets when they're properly cared for, but reptiles are a big commitment and they require a lot of really specific needs and things that they need in their enclosures. So one thing about pet skinks is that they can never be released back into the wild. They don't know how to survive on their own. And so Barrett was a former pet, and since he can't go back into the wild, he has a forever home with us at the Wildlife Learning and Conservation Center. So smart, speedy, and super cool. Skinks are pretty awesome.
They are pretty awesome. All right, raise your hand if you have a question about the skink. Where?
Well, I like the skeet of the lizard. Wonder if that was inspired by one of the lizards in Zootopia 2, and wonder how did they grow back their tails even if they lost their tail, by the way?
Ooh, good question from the balcony. Good question.
So when they grow back their tails have a bone in them. So once they lose their tail, there are special parts of their tails that are already, that are kind of fracture points, so those parts will fracture off. So when they grow their tail, they can't regrow bones, so they will actually regrow cartilage in place of that, and that's gonna kind of act as a new tail for them. Their new tail that they grow, it's gonna take a long time for it to grow, and it won't ever be the same. So it won't ever be as long or maybe as thick as it was before, but it still will help them out in the wild. And here we have Kiwi, who is a domestic rabbit. Rabbits can be found on every continent except for Antarctica, and that's because it's really cold there. So rabbits also come in many different shapes and sizes. Kiwi here is a domestic lop-eared rabbit, so she's got those big floppy ears. And rabbits are usually known for their large ears that help them to hear in the wild. But another thing that most people don't know is that those big ears also help to cool them off. When they lift their ears, they're able to release extra body heat, and it essentially cools their whole body down. And that's going to help to keep them nice and regulated temperature out in the wild. Another interesting fact about rabbits is their teeth will never stop growing. They grow their whole entire lives. So out in the wild, they need to chew on tree bark or twigs or other kind of hard things. And if they're a pet, they might chew on wires, furniture, or even your favorite things. But rabbits have some pretty cool behaviors too. When they are happy, they will jump into the air, twist their body, and kick their feet. And we call that a baby. It means they're really happy or excited. Now, rabbits, just like ferret, can make wonderful pets when they're properly cared for, but they can be a lot of work, especially with all that chewing. So it's really important to think carefully before getting a rabbit as a pet. And one very important rule is to never release a pet rabbit out into the wild. Pet rabbits have no idea how to hide from predators or how to find food or stay nice and safe, and your bunny friend could be in serious danger. That's not to say that they can't be amazing though, for some people, but Kiwi was a former pet from someone who was not able to take care of her any longer, and so she came to us. So she has a forever home with us at the Wildlife Learning Center. We also have some other bunnies. So they're cute and clever, but they're a really good reminder that even small pets can be a really big responsibility.
All right, raise your hands if you have a question for the rat.
I got one over here.
How long is the bunny?
How long is the bunny?
When she's completely stretched out, she's probably a little bit over a foot. When she kind of has her legs and her arms all stretched out when she's laying down. But for most of the time, she's going to kind of be a little bit hunched up. And that's going to help her in case she needs to be quick and kind of take off running or going one way, or if she's napping. She likes to stay a little bit curled up. But when she's fully stretched out, she's probably about that big, a little more than a foot.
Hey, Emily, real quick. This young lady has had her hand up for every animal. I want to get her question in real quick. What's your question?
How do they sleep?
How do they sleep?
That's a good question. So when they sleep, they kind of curl up just like we do in their little beds. And at the Wildlife Learning and Conservation Center, they all have their own little den boxes full of hay that's nice and soft, just like a little bed for them. Keeps them nice and cozy. And our very last animal, this is Henrietta. Henrietta is a North American porcupine. Porcupines are famous for their sharp quills that cover most of their backs, and that's going to help them stay nice and safe out in the wild. Now, each quill has a sharp barb, which is like a fish hook on the end, and that is going to help it get stuck in anything that it touches. And porcupines can have up to 30,000 quills covering their whole bodies, which would be really painful if it hit you. Now, another really cool thing about these porcupines is that their bellies don't have any quills on them. You can see her belly, nice and soft, and it will stay fuzzy for her whole entire life. The purpose of that is to help her so that when she climbs, she's not going to get uncomfortable. When she sleeps, she's not going to quill herself. And even though cartoons and movies maybe suggest it, porcupines cannot shoot their quills. You guys are all safe, don't worry. But they have to make contact with a predator. So if a predator tries to touch them or bite them, those quills are loosely attached and they will come off and get stuck into that attacker's skin. So if a predator scares a porcupine out in the wild, what they'll do is they'll actually puff up their quills to show them off. They'll shake them around to make a rattling noise, and then they might even stomp their little feet to look extra scary. Is it scary? It's probably debatable, but it's really cute. And so these guys are going to use those defense mechanisms to help themselves in the wild. And if a predator does successfully bite them or touch them, those quills will come off and get stuck in any part of their body or even their face. And it's a really quick lesson learned on why not to eat a porcupine. The porcupines at the Wildlife Learning and Conservation Center are with us because they're part of a special program. That program is called the Species Survival Plan. And it's a program across a lot of different facilities across the country that helps to ensure that we keep different species safe and protected from extinction by making sure they have strong, healthy, and genetically diverse populations. So they're slow, spiky, and super awesome. Porcupines are great.
Give it up one more time, everybody, for Animal Community. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you guys for being such an attentive audience, and I hope you got to learn a lot about these animals.
Yes, give it up one more time for Emily, Camille, and those amazing animals from the Wildlife Conservation Center, as well as our friends at Disney's Animal and Film and TV, and our friends at Disney Animal Science and Environment for the amazing videos and support. Now, what would a fan event be without some more surprises? Are you ready for more surprises?
Yeah!
Are you ready for more surprises?
Yeah!
I need y'all to make some noise. Give it up for the voice of Mabel and the voice of King George. Give it up for Piper Kurta and Bobby Moonahel.
We are so excited to be here. This is actually for the last, 2 or so weeks.
Yeah.
We've been running around the country and other countries.
Yeah.
And promoting this movie and talking about this movie. And it's been really fun to get to talk to news outlets and magazines and things like that. But this is the best part. The best part. It's so cool.
Thank you so much for coming out, you guys. Are you guys excited to see the movie? Can you spot King George anywhere right now? Do you see him peeking around anywhere? Where? Over here, you say? I don't see him. Wait, what? Where? Ah, he's right there! You found him! Where's Mabel? Oh, same exact place. Smart. Frog King?
Frog King?
Where's the Frog King? There he is!
Oh my God.
You're gonna see all these amazing characters in this movie right now, like this guy, King George. And also, does she look familiar? Because she's got the best costume in the world right now. She dressed as Mabel, her character from the movie. Even the socks match.
Yeah, I thought why not, I look a little bit like her, sound kind of like her, so,
And I just kind of look like King George a little bit anyway.
He flips his hair the same way, you'll see it.
Same beard.
But yeah, anyway, this is just too unreal that all of you are here and you want to see this movie and you're this excited about it, and thank you, just thank you so much.
Thank you so much.
I hope you make it worth it.
Yeah. Enjoy the movie. When the movie's over, hug the person next to you, because that's what this movie is about, is connecting with people. We're really happy that we got to connect with you guys. We love you very much.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
So thank you so much for Mabel and King George. We love you guys. What's up, man? Nice work, by the way.
Thank you.
We were getting hyped backstage.
Yeah, very nice. Thank you, guys.
One more time for Bobby That's why you come to a Capitan to watch Disney and Pixar movies. It's all All right. And who's feeling inspired to go out into this world and explore nature? Who wants to ask weird questions and play around with science? their very own robot. Because maybe someday you'll make a movie about your brand new technology that gives us unprecedented access to the animal world! Hey, well, sit back, relax, and enjoy Disney and Pixar's Hoppers! Let's go! What you eating for your snack, girl? Come on!
Welcome to the Capitan Theater for Disney and Pixar's Hoppers. Please silence all.
Lizard.
Please silence all mobile devices.
Lizard.
Please silence all mobile devices. Sit back, relax, and enjoy Hoppers.